person who wrote to me said that they worked on the set of It Ends With Us, okay? And that the villain in this entire story is not Blake Lively, it's not Justin Baldoni, but it is Ryan Reynolds.
The perfect facade is crumbling. For years, Blake Lively has been America's golden girl, the embodiment of charm, talent, and effortless grace. From her breakout in Gossip Girl to her picture-perfect family with Ryan Reynolds, she's crafted an image so flawless it seemed untouchable until now. As news breaks of her shocking courtroom confession, a different story is emerging from the shadows of the It Ends With Us set, one that paints a disturbing portrait of calculated moves, power plays, and a carefully orchestrated campaign that may have been designed to destroy careers. Let's peel back the curtain on what's really happening in this Hollywood drama that's getting more explosive by the day. The marriage on the rocks. Sources close to Ryan Reynolds reveal the Deadpool star is reportedly at his breaking point with his wife's escalating PR nightmare. The actor, beloved for his self-deprecating humor and down-to-earth charm, has been noticeably distancing himself from Blake's drama. He's spending more time on solo projects and with the kids, an insider reveals, away from the media hurricane Blake created.
Lively's legal team saying the experiences of Ms. Lively and others were documented at the time they occurred starting in May of 2023.
For years, they've been relationship goals. The playful banter, the coordinated appearances, the unshakable support. But behind closed doors, the story is very different. Friends suggest Reynolds is seriously weighing his options after watching his wife's public image disintegrate. His brand, built on authenticity and relatability, now stands in stark contrast to the calculating persona Blake's recent actions have revealed. The article that started it all, December 2024. The New York Times publishes, "We can bury anyone inside a Hollywood smear machine." A devastating expose painting Blake as the victim of a sinister Hollywood conspiracy orchestrated by her co-star Justin Baldoni. The article claimed misconduct on set and detailed a targeted smear campaign against Blake. It was emotional, compelling, and perfectly aligned with her carefully cultivated image.
Going on to write, Mr. Baldoni acknowledged the complaints in writing at the time.
For months afterward, Blake maintained she never spoke directly to the Times. They figured it out themselves. Meanwhile, Baldoni's reputation was drowning, labeled controlling, predatory, and toxic based on allegations that gained credibility through that article. Then came the courtroom bombshell that changed everything. The confession that changed everything. Under oath, and with all eyes watching, Blake's perfect image shattered like fine crystal. "Actually, I did give them an interview," she confessed. 5 simple words that demolished months of denials. The courtroom fell silent, the kind of silence that follows when someone accidentally reveals how the magic trick works. This wasn't a minor slip-up, this was the star who repeatedly denied any involvement with the article that torpedoed her co-star's reputation, finally admitting the truth. The set reality no one saw. While Blake projected serene confidence to the public, crew accounts from It Ends With Us hint at a very different reality during filming.
And I think that the Justin and Blake stuff is, I think it's a big PR game.
The set wasn't just a movie production, it was a battleground where egos clashed and secrets festered, shares one production assistant who witnessed the behind-the-scenes tension. Multiple crew members have begun speaking out, describing an atmosphere they call tense and fraught with fear. One scene in particular has become central to this unraveling narrative, a birth sequence where Blake claimed she felt invasive and humiliating treatment. But Adam Manchin, the actor who played her on-screen OBGYN, tells a completely different story. "My experience working with her is very different than the one she described in her lawsuit. I was surprised to read her description of the scene."
And I think that we're all the pawns of it. And also that story I gave you, that's one where I've talked to them. I feel comfortable sharing that much.
Blake's lawsuit claimed Baldoni hired his actual professional actor friend for an intimate role where the actor's face and hands were in close proximity to her nearly unclothed area. Manchin contests this portrayal, suggesting Blake's description doesn't match what actually happened on set, raising serious questions about the truthfulness of her other allegations. The revealing Forbes interview. Perhaps most damning is Blake's own words during a Forbes Women's Summit where she openly discussed her approach to film sets. "I would show up on a set knowing they just wanted me to look cute and stand on a little pink sticker," she explained, "but I also knew that wasn't fulfilling for me." I wanted to be part of the storytelling. And she continued, describing how she would hide her true intentions in initial meetings. I wouldn't reveal that I actually need to have authorship in order to feel fulfilled. So for them, sometimes that might have felt like a rug pull because you're trying to assert yourself into something that we didn't hire you to do.
Because she wasn't doing well on the promo tour for the movie. It was very tone deaf. Her hair care line wasn't doing well. She was trying to sell booze while talking about domestic violence.
This candid admission reveals a pattern of behavior where Blake deliberately conceals her intentions to gain control. Exactly what Baldoni's team has alleged happened on It Ends With Us. The legal storm brewing. Blake's confession wasn't some noble act of transparency. Industry insiders suggest it was panic in its purest form. This coming Monday, June 23rd, Brian Friedman, the legal powerhouse representing Baldoni, is set to file an amended complaint that sources say will leave no stone unturned. Emails, texts, timelines, all meticulously assembled to tell a very different story than the one Blake has been selling. Insiders with knowledge of the complaint suggest it will directly implicate Blake and Ryan Reynolds in a months-long coordination with the New York Times to smear Baldoni. Blake's sudden confession appears timed just days before this legal bombshell drops. She saw the tsunami approaching and decided to admit to getting her feet wet before the wave could wash her away completely. The documentary that could change everything. Adding fuel to this already raging fire is It Ends With Justice.
Dustin says the war between himself and Blake really started in May 2023 when they started shooting the movie. He claims that she was organizing a takeover strategy.
An upcoming documentary promising to expose the full truth behind the It Ends With Us production. The filmmakers claim to have gathered compelling evidence from crew members who witnessed what really happened. People who have remained silent until now out of fear for their careers. These aren't anonymous leaks or vague rumors, the documentary creator explains. These are direct accounts from people who were there every day, who saw how the power dynamics played out when cameras weren't rolling. Speaking out against figures as powerful as Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds doesn't come without risks. Crew members risk future job opportunities and potentially being blacklisted entirely, yet multiple sources have come forward suggesting the truth is important enough to risk their livelihoods. The timeline that doesn't add up. The documentary also highlights inconsistencies in Blake's claims about a smear campaign against her. Negative articles about Baldoni reportedly began appearing in August 2024, a full 9 days before Melissa Nathan, his crisis PR expert, was even hired. This timing raises serious questions about who was actually orchestrating negative press.
Defend Justin Baldoni in this lawsuit with Blake Lively because I think she's horrible and she's made up this whole thing because she tried to steal his movie.
Industry observers note that Blake's lawsuit focused almost entirely on claims that Baldoni damaged her reputation, with surprisingly little detail about the alleged misconduct that supposedly sparked the conflict. It's like suing someone for burning down your house, but only mentioning they tracked mud on your carpet, one legal expert notes. The shifting Hollywood landscape. This scandal isn't just about Blake Lively. It's pulled back the curtain on celebrity PR tactics that typically remain hidden from public view. What we're witnessing is unprecedented, explains a veteran entertainment journalist. Usually these campaigns happen quietly, behind closed doors, but Blake's tactics were so aggressive they couldn't stay hidden. The digital age has changed the game. When Blake allegedly began her campaign against Baldoni, she couldn't have anticipated how quickly the truth would surface. Social media, particularly platforms like Book Talk, where Colleen Hoover's readers gather, became unexpected battlegrounds where fans demanded transparency. A reputation in free fall. Blake Lively built an empire on being likable. The flowing blonde hair, the fashion sense, the seemingly perfect family, the girl next door charm despite her obvious beauty.
But he is the most overly feminized man I've had to endure in recent history.
For years, this carefully constructed persona has sheltered her from criticism, and that protection has evaporated like morning dew. Her credibility lies in tatters, shredded by her own contradictions. The woman who positioned herself as a feminist icon and champion of truth stands accused of orchestrating what appears to be an elaborate smear campaign. Projects that would have flocked to her door are reportedly hesitating. Brand partnerships are being quietly reevaluated. Blake Lively had it all. Fame, fortune, family, and fans. Now she stands to lose everything because she couldn't resist playing both victim and puppet master. What happens next? As Ryan reportedly contemplates his exit strategy and Brian Friedman prepares to drop his legal bombshell on Monday, Blake Lively finds herself in uncharted territory, a place where her charm can't save her and her influence can't protect her. The industry is watching. This isn't just about one actress or one movie set anymore. It's about the power dynamics that have shaped Hollywood for decades and whether the truth can prevail against even the most carefully crafted public image. Blake wanted to be seen as the dragon-slaying heroine of her own story. Instead, she may go down in Hollywood history as the cautionary tale they tell young stars about the dangers of believing your own myths. The truth is finally emerging from the shadows, and for Blake Lively, it might just be the final scene in her carefully scripted Hollywood fairy tale. Stay with us at Riveted as this story continues to develop, with Monday's legal filing promising the most dramatic chapter yet. The perfect facade is crumbling. For years, Blake Lively has been America's golden girl, the embodiment of charm, talent, and effortless grace. From her breakout in Gossip Girl to her picture-perfect family with Ryan Reynolds, she's crafted an image so flawless it seemed untouchable.